Well, hi Sagittarius. This is your monthly forecast for the month of May 2016. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. Before we get started, really briefly, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is a general reading for anyone who was born with their sun, moon, or rising / ascendant sign in the sign of Sagittarius. But if you would like for me to take a closer look at your birth chart that only you were born with and look at a unique situation for you, I would love to do so. Shoot me an email. My email is in the description box below, and I can send you all the information on how to schedule and make a payment for a reading with me, and I would love to do so. So hit me up if you would like that. Now on to your general forecast. First of all, this lighting makes my eyes look kind of crazy but cool at the same time. But anyway, what's up, Sagittarians? Well, the biggest focus for you guys is going to be on your work and your health and your relationships for the month of May. Those are like the biggest focus. Okay, now let's first start out with work and health, because we have all this activity going on in the sign of Taurus. And for Sagittarius, Taurus is your 6th house of daily routines and your work duties and work environment, and also of your health and how you take care of yourself on a daily basis. We have the sun in this house until about the 20th of the month. We have Venus there until the 24th. We have a new moon there on the 6th, and we have Mercury going retrograde there the whole month. Now, Mercury is going to start moving forward after the 22nd of May. However, it's still going to be in its shadow period until like the 1st or 2nd week of June. And during its shadow period, that's when it's like coming out of its retrograde motion. It's like waking up and going back into its regular orbit. But until then, there's still some things that apply as far as it being retrograde while it's in the shadow period. So we'll speak about that in a second. So the sun is like a big, bright flashlight and a spotlight. So he's going to be really putting an emphasis on your work environment, okay, if you're a worker, if you're a working Sagittarius. So what this can do is bring some things to your attention, whether it's initiated by you or by a boss, or if you are self-employed, your clients, can bring you more work, okay? More work can be piled on you. You could be seen in a light within your job that's like, oh, I think you can handle this, Sagittarius. So here you go. Here's more work. Here's more work. Here's more work. Because the 6th house is not just like it's not just your work environment, but it's also the duties that you do. Because the 6th house corresponds with the 6th sign on the zodiac wheel, which is Virgo. And Virgo is all about service and doing things because it's your duty. Not because you have this emotional feeling behind it. I really want to help. No, it's more like, this is my duty to do these things. So more duties are going to be piled upon you. Now, if you're self-employed, Sagittarius, this can be a good thing, because so you know that, more work means more revenue. And I'll explain in a little bit how your money houses are all activated right now, okay? But just focusing on the sun, yeah. More work duties, you're going to be seen more in the work environment. This could be a positive or negative thing, depending upon how you've been performing, all right? But Venus is going to be there in your 6th house. So if you're a working Sag, Venus is a very supportive energy for you. Venus can represent females, but it can also just represent Venusian people in general, okay? Like Venus-ruled people who are like Libras or Tauruses, whether they're male or female, it doesn't matter. But those types of people can be very supportive for you in the work environment. So if you are a Sagittarius that is looking for a job, Venus in the 6th house along with the sun, those are two very positive energies to give you a boost. Maybe a Venusian person can help you out with finding a new job, or maybe just you are going to shine like a star when you go on interviews. So this can definitely be happening for you. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a new moon in the sign of Taurus, and this is in the same house, in your work house. So new moons signify new beginnings. And the new moon is being positively supported by 2 other planets. Now, these 2 other planets are retrograde, okay? And Mercury is retrograde within your work house. So the 2 supporting planets of the new moon are Jupiter, which is in Virgo, which is in your 10th house of career, and by Pluto, which is in Capricorn, and that is in your 2nd house of earned income. Now, Jupiter represents opportunities, grand opportunities. With Jupiter being retrograde, it can bring an old job opportunity back to you. Like maybe you worked somewhere before and you quit, or maybe you were laid off or something, or maybe you applied somewhere before and you didn't get the job. Well, when the new moon comes around with Jupiter's support, maybe that opportunity comes back again for it to be up for grabs. And also with Pluto being in your second house, and Pluto represents deep, profound transformation, like transformation to where you don't recognize whatever area of your life that it's in once it has been transformed. And this is how you earn your income every day, where Pluto is hanging out at and affecting. So whatever new job you get around the new moon, if this is something that applies to you, Sagittarius, just know that it can be something that transforms the way that you earn your money, the way that you handle your money. It can be something that's a great opportunity, and it can give you a boost within your social status. And, if you're actually going after a career, this job can help you there and give you great contacts, like networking, people to network with in, the career area. But yeah, it can definitely transform you. So it can either be that you earn more money than you thought you were, or that you had before, or maybe you earn less, but the opportunity to advance over time is there. So this is for my Sagittarians who are looking for a job, and if they get a new job around the new moon, this applies to you. Mercury is retrograde in your sixth house of work. So here's another indicator that maybe a job opportunity from the past can come back. But also, if you are starting a new job, I would say be very, very careful with your training while Mercury is retrograde in your work duty house, okay? Because training mishaps can happen. Like maybe people don't give you the right password or login to some sort of system that you need to use, or maybe your trainer doesn't give you all the right detailed information. Just things like that can happen. Just be aware of that. Make sure that you read the job duty description before you take a new job and understand it clearly, and really make sure that it resonates with you and your job skills and abilities, okay? So that's something that you need to be aware of with Mercury retrograde in your work house. So if you are not a working Sagittarius, then the sixth house being highlighted this month by all of this activity can signify a change that you need to make within your health. Now, with Pluto in your second house, the second house rules what you ingest, okay? So with the new moon there, and it's being triggered by Pluto in your second house as well, you can maybe make a really drastic change when it comes to your diet and what you ingest, and how you value yourself and your body, okay? And how you value yourself as a human being experiencing life in the physical world, and how this affects your health and your well-being. So if you're not a working Sag, the health thing may come into play with all of this Taurus activity going on this month. Even if you are a working Sagittarius, health and the work environment with the sixth house, they still can both apply to you. Your relationships are going to be a focus and highlight towards the end of the month, my Sagittarians, because of the fact that Gemini is going to be activated, and Gemini is your opposite sign. So the sun moves into Gemini on the 20th of May, and Venus will follow shortly on the 24th of May into Gemini. Now, the sun and Venus are very, very positive energies to have in your relationship house. So if you are single and looking, then this is a great time to really meet someone and have a fantastic time meeting them. A lot of my Sagittarians, they really value and appreciate their freedom. And while Gemini is highlighted, Geminis, they value freedom in a sense too. They kind of like to go here, go there, and do a lot of different things and talk to a lot of different people. So this is something that you may be feeling towards the end of the month yourself. Maybe you don't really want to get into a committed partnership, but you just kind of want to play the field a little bit and meet new people and have fun. This can definitely happen for you if you're open to it, and if you actually put yourself out there while your seventh house is activated towards the end of the month. So look forward to that, my single Sagittarians. Now, the third biggest focus for you in the month of May, Sagittarius, is your first house of the self and the body. And it can also rule the path in life that you take that makes you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose here as a human being on planet Earth, okay? So this is all your first house. because we have Saturn in the sign of Sagittarius and Mars in that sign, and also we have a full moon at the end of the month in Sagittarius. The full moon is going to be in conjunction with Mars, so it's going to be a very, very powerful, action-oriented full moon. Now, Saturn and Mars are both retrograde. So Saturn is a planet of hard work. He is like a boss or a general or like a father figure, authority figure that kind of gives you orders and commands and really commands you to work hard, slow and steady, and to go over things step by step by the book and not half step. Mars is the planet that's supporting because it's the planet of actually taking physical action and drive. Both of them going retrograde are calling you to go back over things. It's like Saturn is giving you a test and Mars is helping you physically to go back over things during this testing period. With it being your first house of the self, I mean, it can affect any area of life, really. You know, I would say with your sixth house of work being highlighted, as well as it triggering your second house of earned income, 10th house of career, all at the same time. Some deep, profound changes within career and social status and your path in life are a big focus for you in the month of May, especially. Okay, they work hand in hand together for my Sagittarians. If you're a Sagittarian that is trying to make changes in your daily habits and in your health to affect your body and how your body looks and how you feel about your body, then this is definitely a month where that's highlighted as well, because Saturn and Mars are in the house of the body, and then you got the sixth house energy all going on affecting your health and making health changes. So just keep these in mind, my Sagittarians, that you have some supporting energies to help you to make these changes physically. And with the full moon on the 22nd of May in conjunction with Mars, the full moon is a very emotional time. And whenever the moon is in your sign, whether it's the same sign as your rising sign, your sun sign, or your moon sign, it's a very emotional time, whether it's a full moon or not. So with the full moon there in your sign, it's like you're going to be super emotional. And with it being in conjunction with Mars, there's a chance that you can kind of act out more irrationally at this time, be a little bit more emotionally explosive. So just be mindful of that and try not to go the route of being like a big drama king or queen on the day of the full moon. But definitely use the energy to your advantage, because the full moon brings things to a close or to a final decision. So you can make a final decision with anything in your life, whether it's the path that you are taking, or it's your career, or it is to make some changes to better yourself as a human being overall, or your body. So just meditate on that, write down what you want to manifest with yourself, with your life around the full moon. Whatever it is that you do to kind of, practice something spiritual, or even just write it down if you're not like a spiritual person or don't do any rituals. Write down some goals. Think about them around the full moon. And Sagittarians, you are some of the best people in the zodiac that can really manifest things, because you guys have a sense of faith and optimism to where you reach really high for your goals, and you usually can achieve them. And if you don't, you can still remain optimistic and keep going and going and going after these high goals, generally speaking about my Sagittarians. So it should be a good month amongst all the challenges. All right, Sagittarians, well, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope this was insightful or helpful for you in some sort of way. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more horoscopes every month and other videos I do. And don't forget to shoot me an email if you would like a personalized reading. All right, well, take care of yourselves. Have a great month. I will see you guys in June. Mwah. Peace.